Matt Crocker actually, they interviewed him after the game. And it was interesting what he said about Gregg, because we haven't heard a whole lot from Matt Crocker, and yet he is, everything seems to be flowing through him, and he has made these changes kind of in a vacuum relative to public-facing types of comments. So to see him on set and to see him talk and to hear him talk about this team was interesting. And I want to read this quote he had about Gregg Berhalter. "I'm really lucky with Gregg." This is Matt Crocker speaking to TNT. "Gregg is what we call a, quote, legacy coach, somebody that doesn't just want to improve the performance of the senior team. He views his input in terms of supporting the overall pathway and the style of play, supporting the youth national coaches, and we want to do the exact same thing on the women's side." We'll get into the women's side here for a second, but this, this defining of him as this legacy coach, I don't think that necessarily is anything new, in that I think Gregg Berhalter, when he took the job, believed, whether it's true or not, but at least he believed that there was a higher type of calling in terms of what he was doing and leading into 2026. And I do think that probably impressed Matt Crocker when he went back and did all of these interviews. And he has intrinsic knowledge, talking about Gregg Berhalter, has intrinsic knowledge, given the fact that he was there with that cycle. But when he says he's a legacy type of coach, what does that say to you?
Yeah, that it's beyond results. He's really looking to change the face of American soccer and leave a long-lasting legacy that, will
Do you
look
want
back
Gregg
and say,
Berhalter to do that? Do you think that should be his goal or his responsibility?
I think it's an added bonus if he's able to achieve good results and change the way the team plays in a way where we look many years down the road and say these were foundational years in taking the team in that direction.
Well, then wouldn't that justify some of the criticisms over these last 2 games in terms of the way that this team played as opposed to the actual results? If this is about something bigger than just the X's and O's and the winning and losing, if this is about doing something that hasn't been seen in the past, then I think that would maybe justify and call into question what we have seen over these last couple of games in terms of that performance. And I know I'm arguing at times against myself, but I want to be fair that if this means that Gregg Berhalter is being judged on more than just the actual results of the national team, then I think it's fair to talk about how this team played, and maybe if it's even more and outside of what's happening on the field, about the way that the program is viewed. And right now, I don't think that there is a tremendous amount of belief and that there's a tremendous amount of positivity surrounding surrounding this program going forward. So that, I guess, is something that Gregg is going to need to change going forward. I'm not sure he changed it in this window. Next window with Germany and Ghana, maybe he can start to change it even more.
Well, I think there's a lot of positivity surrounding the players.
Yes.
The one issue some people have is Berhalter. But I mean, in terms of the talent pool, everybody seems to think that's heading in the right direction.
Yeah, agreed.
You like that clip? Well, my State of the Union podcast drops every week. Subscribe now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. You like that clip? Well, my State of the Union podcast drops twice a week right here on my very own YouTube page. The only way to stay up to date is to hit that subscribe button down below. Size the day, and see you soon.